We're going to turn now to a new twist in the case out of Maryville, Missouri, captivated so much of the country, where a prosecutor caused an uproar by dropping all charges against a young man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl. The girl was blacked out from too much alcohol. New charges have now been filed, and ABC's Matt Gutman has the story.
2 years after being accused of raping this girl, 14-year-old Daisy Coleman, Matthew Barnett pleaded guilty to a single misdemeanor charge for child endangerment.
Matthew Barnett accepts full responsibility for the conduct charged.
The rape charges were dropped for lack of evidence that the high school football player sexually assaulted Coleman at a house party in 2012.
I remembered being picked up by him and then drinking, but then everything after that was just black.
In this case, there was insufficient evidence to go forward on a sexual assault.
In addition to the probation, community service, having no contact with Daisy Coleman and paying $1,800 for her mental health treatment, Barnett was also forced to acknowledge via verbal apology that he endangered the life of the semi-conscious high school freshman by dumping her at her Maryville home hours before dawn.
I heard something in the front yard. I jumped up and ran out and found her laying in the yard. Her hair was wet and frozen, and I could see that she had frostbite on her feet. They had started to turn gray. She couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she was completely not there.
Though Barnett was originally charged with sexual assault and child endangerment, both charges were dropped in 2012 in what some believe was special treatment because of his family's prominence in the town. But the decision drew such outrage that last year, a special prosecutor was appointed to investigate.
Our review of this case will be without fear and without favor.
Neither Coleman nor her mother attended the hearing Thursday, but in a statement read by the prosecution, Daisy Coleman says she was grateful that Barnett took responsibility for his actions. Now this has been devastating to Daisy Coleman. Right now she's here in Kansas City recovering after trying to take her own life earlier this week. But overnight she said she's now ready to move on. We'll have much more on this, on the toll this has taken on Daisy Coleman, on her family, and the town of Maryville, Missouri, tonight on 2020. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks. Let's bring in our new ABC News legal analyst, Ryan Smith, for more on this. You know, there was so much outrage, so much attention paid to this case. Special prosecutor appointed, and in the end, misdemeanor?
Right, that's it. And that goes to show you the role of the prosecutor in cases like this, whether it's a local county prosecutor or the Attorney General of the United States. You can only bring a case and charges when you can prove the elements of that crime. And this prosecutor talked about how there was insufficient evidence to prove a case of sexual assault.
So dig into that a little bit more. You know, the girl's drunk to the point of unconsciousness, just 14 years old. That's not enough?
No, because this is what I would call, at least in her mind, because this is what I would call a legal catch-22. She's given this alcohol, she claims, by this young man. She becomes inebriated, blacks out. So for the prosecutor trying to prove this case, she doesn't have enough evidence and information from the young girl about what really happened, and that makes it hard to prove the case. Very unfortunate.
And Daisy and her mom do seem to be somewhat supportive of the prosecutor.
Yes, and that's a surprise to many people, I think. But then you think about what satisfies people in cases like this. Think about what she would have gone through if a trial occurred. She'd be on the stand, facing intense cross-examination. In some ways, she would be on trial. That's what people think about when they think about cases like this. So she wanted to get that out of the way, I think, and get on with her life.
And she seemed relieved, as Matt said, that the young man did assume some responsibility.
Yes, that was the key.
Ryan, thanks very much.